Hello guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to the first proper episode of my new series, Sunday League Fantasy Football. If you don't know what this series is all about, head over to my last video. I explained the whole series, but this is the first one. It's basically just fantasy football but with my Sunday League team and our players. Now this week we had an away game against Bury Rangers. They're an alright team but we were better than them, we're higher than them in the league. And we were going into it expecting to win, and I'll explain about the game a little bit further on into the video. But before I do start, there are a few things I need to mention. The first thing I need to mention is the points being updated. I'll put it on the screen for you in a minute, but what basically happened was I decided to change the overall ratings to out of 10 instead of out of 5, just to sort of make the points a little bit different for everyone. And I also decided to add another positive, which is a bonus. So basically anything I feel like a player's done well, so if they go on a really good run, I'll give them a point for that, just so things which aren't just goals or assists get more noticed. I'll put the points thing on the screen now. Feel free to pause it and familiarise yourself with the points if you haven't already. Also, this was actually a debut for one player in our team as well. You'll hear about him in a little while. His name is Niels, goes to my school, and it was his first game playing for us today. He did turn up late, and he is a very, very good player, but I'll explain about him in a little while. Now, I will show you the starting 11 and everyone's points in a little while, but first of all, we did win 4-1. It was very, very slow to start. The wind was not helping either of the teams. We did actually go 1-0 down. I'll explain about that as well. And then it was 1-1 at half time, and then second half we ended up winning 4-1. I'll show you the starting 11 in just a moment. Before I do, goals came from Niels, Ham, Arman and Jamil, and they were assisted. Ergus assisted Niels, Niels assisted Ham, Ham assisted Arman, and Ham also assisted Jamil. Now I'm going to put the starting 11 on the screen for you now. In goal was Alex, right back was Andrew, two centre-backs were Emraldo and Josh, Fuat was at left-back, me and Ayush were at CDM, Arman was on the right, Ham was on the left, Jamil was at cam and Ergus was up front. Now, I should just mention, there was a bit of trouble with how many subs we had and how many we were allowed and all that with the league after this match, but I won't go into details with it. I'm just going to show you what happened in the match and the points and just how the series works. But leaving on the bench were 7 people: Niels, who came late, Janet, Emmajan, Luke, Sid, Mehmet and Jonah. Now, a lot of people on the bench would usually start for us, but we rotated the team a little bit this week. So if you're a player and you're watching this and you're wondering why your points might be lower than other people who you might think that you're better than or whatever, it's just starting's another 2 points, so you lose 2 points there, and it's just how it works out. If you just keep performing every week, then obviously your points will go up, and it can't really be unfair. The only thing that can be unfair about the points is the rating out of 10, which I should point out, I'm actually not joined by my dad today because he's working, so when this does happen and I'm without my dad, I will just do the ratings myself. I try not to be too biased, but when my dad is around, I'll get him to do the ratings for me. Now, after looking at the starting 11, you'll see that we've had a lot of players, including the ones on the bench, and our team's all about getting every player a fair amount of game time. And when you win 4-1 as well, it's nice to let everyone have a fair amount of playing time. So we do tend to rotate it a lot, which meant no one actually did get a full game in this match. However, there was one person, Emraldo, who literally got subbed off a minute and a half before the end of the game. So just for this week, I'm going to allow him the full game points because he basically did play the full game and it was only a minute 30. So just for this week, I'll allow him that. But now it's time for me to go through every individual player. I'll start off in goal. Sorry if how this is going to work isn't very clear. But my editing is I just don't really put a lot of effort into my editing, so sorry if it's not the clearest, but you just have to listen and sort of look at the same time and see if you can understand it. But in goal, as we said, was Alex. Now, I explained in my explanation video about how the keeper situation is going to work. They're going to be marked because we have two goalkeepers. One plays in goal in the first half and comes out in the second half, and one plays in goal in the second half and comes out in the first half. Now, how it's going to work is they're going to be marked their first half as a goalkeeper if they're in goal for the first half, and their second half as an outfield player if they're outfield in the second half. Now, starting off with Alex, he started the game in goal. I gave him 2 points for starting, a 5 out of 10 rating because he's not a great keeper, which puts him on 7 for total as a goalkeeper. And then add the points from his outfield second half. I gave him a 6 out of 10, and that was all for being outfield. He couldn't have got any more points from that, so I gave him overall 6 out of 10, and that puts him on 8 points overall. Now, moving over to right back, it is our other goalkeeper. So he started as a right back, which is 2 points. I gave him 5 out of 10 as a right back, which is 7 points overall. Added to his goalkeeper score, I gave him a 6 out of 10, and he also did keep a clean sheet in the second half as well. So I gave him the start, the clean sheet, and the 6 out of 10, which puts him on a total of 12 points, which is the highest at the moment. Now, moving over into the first centre-back, we've got Emraldo. Now, Emraldo started the game. I gave him the full game, even though he did come off for the last minute and a half. I also rated him an 8 out of 10, which is decent, which puts him on a total of 12 points, leading with Andrew. Now, the other centre-back, Josh, I gave him the start, the 8 out of 10, along with Emraldo, and that puts him on a total of 12. Now, moving over to left back, we have Fuat. Now, Fuat started the game, so that is 2 points for Fuat. He didn't play a lot because basically what happened was the player from the other team sort of kicked him in the ear, and he was bleeding and stuff, and he had to come off. So he didn't play for a lot of the game, but while he was on the pitch, I gave him a 6 out of 10 and the start, which puts him on 8 points. And then we've got myself in centre mid. Now, I didn't want to be too biased about this, so I gave myself the start because I started the game. And then, I'm not going to lie, I did play quite bad on Sunday. It wasn't my best game. I think everyone can sort of say that. I didn't do anything badly though. So I gave myself a 6 out of 10, which is just average, I guess, which puts me on a total of 8 points as well. And then my centre mid partner, Ayush, we've given him the start, which is 2 points, an 8 out of 10 rating, and then I've also given him a bonus because it wasn't very noticeable at the time, or now if you're probably watching this, but I was on the bench at the time, and he made 2 or 3 slide tackles. He was just battling for the ball really, really well, and he won it 2 or 3 times, and then played an outside of the boot pass down the line. So I'm going to give him a bonus for that, which puts him on a total of 11 points. Next up, we've got our right mid, Arman. Now, I've given him the start. He also scored. He also got man of the match. We actually did get a joint man of the match for this game. 2 players shared man of the match. But Arman got the start, a goal, a man of the match, a bonus because his goal was literally insane. The ball came in from across, and he hit it first time on his left foot, and the ball just didn't move. It went straight into the corner, no movement at all. It was one of the best goals I've seen this season. As for that, I've given him the bonus, and then I've also given him a match rating of 9 out of 10, which puts him as the leader on 23 points. Now, next up in Cam, we've got Jamil. Jamil started the game, which is 2 points. He also scored just like Arman, which is another 5 points. I gave him an 8 out of 10. He did play very well. He's a very good player, Jamil, but he did miss quite a few chances. But I'd say he was probably an 8.5. But because I can't give half ratings, I'll give him the 8 out of 10, which puts him on a total of 15. Then we've got left mid, which is Ham. Ham actually played very, very well. He was involved in almost every single goal. He started the game, which is 2 points. He scored, which is 5. He got 2 assists, which is 6 points for each. And I also gave him a bonus because, like, to be involved in 3 out of 4 of our goals, I just thought it deserved a bonus point. So I've given him a bonus point for that as well. And then an 8 out of 10 rating. This was literally like so close to being a 9, but I don't know, I just thought I'd go with 8 because for me 9 and 10s are just like an insane match. So that gives him a total of 20 points. And then up front we had Ergus, who's actually playing the year up, I should mention. He started the game, he got an assist, he got an 8 out of 10 rating, which gives him a total of 13. And now going into the subs, we have, of course, none of them got starting points. So we've got Niels, who scored, who also got an assist. I gave him a bonus for scoring and getting an assist on his debut. And I also thought that he played a 9 out of 10, which gives him a total of 18 points. And then we've got Janet. Janet just came on as a sub. I feel like he played like mid 6, 7. He played an average game, so I've given him 6 points. Then Emijan, who also came on as a sub, I gave him a match rating of 7 out of 10, which is 7 points. Same with Luke, a match rating of 7 out of 10, which is 7. Same with Sid, which is a match rating of 7 out of 10, which is also 7 points. And then we've got Mehmet, who came on as a sub. He played very well, got an 8 for the time that he played on the pitch, because he didn't play a lot because he'd fractured his elbow a couple weeks before, so we didn't want to like injure him even more. But he did play well while he was on the pitch, so I gave him an 8. And then Jonah, who came on as a sub, he had one of like the best games I've seen him play, so I gave him a 9 out of 10. He had joint man of the match along with Armin, which gave Jonah a total of 14 points. So that is about it for the points for each player. Now I'm just going to show you the leaderboard quickly before we end the video. As you can see, this is the current leaderboard standings on the screen now. We've got Armin at the top with 23 points, closely followed by Ham on 20, and then it sort of starts to spread out a little bit. Neil's on 18, very good start for him for his first game for us. And then you can see the rest, I won't go through everyone, but I am sitting in 11th on 8. Now, sorry if any of you feel like hard done by the points, or if you think I'm being biased or unfair or anything. I don't mean to, it's literally just how it's working out. I don't mean to like give anyone more points than someone else, but if you have ways to like improve this series with the point system or just in general, let me know and I'll add that in, just like I did today with the point system at the beginning. And next week we've actually got a semi-final match at home against Wadson Park, who we've already beaten this season 6-1. So hopefully we'll come out well against them. If you enjoyed this video and you can't wait to see more of this series, leave it a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.